So my older son, Tony, was homesick yesterday and is sitting on the couch watching movies, whatever happens to be on in the middle of the day. And I'm facing away from the TV working on my laptop and not really paying attention to the movie that's going on in the background. Well, he's watching the movie Fight Club. And I don't know if you've ever seen the movie Fight Club. I've never seen it. Didn't even really know what it was about, but kind of thought it was just a movie about guys smashing each other's face in for fun. But there's actually a whole lot of cool theory, a whole lot of cool philosophy in that movie, philosophy that I actually agree with, but I didn't know that, so I'm working away on my laptop, and my son is on the other couch, and he kind of gets my attention, because I've got my headphones on, gets my attention for a second and says, "That was the coolest scene, Mom. You're gonna love this." And I'm thinking, yeah, probably not. You know, I don't like that kind of stuff. I don't like blood and punching and, you know, all that kind of stuff. But I paused the video training that I was watching at the time and, you know, say, well, what was the scene? What was it about? Well, the scene was Brad Pitt's character going to this convenience store. And he goes into the convenience store and pulls a gun out and points it to the attendant behind the counter and says, you know, "I'm gonna kill you. You're dead. Let's go." And he, you know, grabs him by the shirt and roughs him up a little bit and takes him out back and sets him on the ground. And he's holding a gun to the back of this guy's head. And you can imagine this store attendant shaking and you know, fearing for his life in this moment. There's a gun pointed to the back of his head, and he's on his knees, and Brad Pitt asks him the question, "What did you want to be when you were a little boy? What did you want to be when you grew up?" And he's so shaken and sturdy, he can't even really answer the question. He's like, I don't know. And he repeats the question again. The store attendant's name is Raymond. He says, "The question, Raymond, is, what did you want to be when you grew up?" And the attendant, you know, still pretty shaken, but he says, a veterinarian. He goes, "Animals, yes, animals. I wanted to be a veterinarian." He goes, he's got the guy's wallet in his hand. Brad Pitt has Raymond's wallet in his hand. And he says, "I'm keeping your license, so I know where you live. I'm coming back in 6 weeks to check on you, and you better be well on your way to becoming a veterinarian, or you're a dead man." He's still got the gun pointed at the back of his head. And so my son tells me about this scene, and he's absolutely right. I loved it. And I'm just looking at him as he's telling me the story, as he's describing the scene to me, and I'm looking at him thinking, okay, that is the greatest life coaching tool anybody could ever have. I mean, imagine that. Imagine no other option. You either go after what it is that you want, or you're a dead man, or you're a dead woman. And the reality of having a gun pointed to your head and knowing somebody's going to come back 6 weeks later and make sure that we're well on our way to our dream, to whatever it was that we wanted for ourselves so long ago. So I thought that was a really cool scene in the movie. It actually makes me want to watch that movie now, which I never would have thought, but I thought that I'd share that with you just because I took away so much. So 2 cool things. The cool thing number 1 is the fact that my son recognized in that moment that I would totally dig that scene, and the takeaway from that is awesome. So that gave me a little proud mom moment. And then cool thing number 2 obviously was the message behind it. The message of, what are we capable of doing when there's a gun to our head? We're pretty much unstoppable when the alternative is death. And so if we're able to, just in our minds and our imagination, to go to that moment of, if I had to do it, if either myself was going to be killed or somebody I loved was going to be killed, I could get it done. I would find a way. And, you know, what a powerful tool.